217 Recovery Podcast. I'm Corey Winfield. It is Sunday, July 21st. And I got to say what's up to my homeboys missing in action tonight. Ryan, Matt, and the homegirl Anna. Of course, I am back home in Coloma. So they couldn't make the trip. And it's a podcast, so kind of happens out that way. But yeah, I'm downstate, and I get to spend time with my family, which is really awesome. And looking forward to that. Gonna make some kind of paper stuff with my nephew, Austin. Who knows? I'm hoping to do a cooking show with the twins. They're 4. They have the cutest little aprons. What is it? My sister's here with me right now, Kylie. What do their aprons say again?
It says Aiden. It's not Pisces.
Aww.
It says favorite Uncle Corey.
Aww. They did say I was their favorite uncle, though. Which, I can't really blame them. I'm kind of awesome. But I didn't used to always. Well, I mean, I guess I was always awesome, but, addiction does take its toll. And, until I realized what was causing it, like, I remember... It wasn't really that long ago, maybe a year and a half ago is when I realized, the feelings that I was running from and the feelings that I didn't want to feel was something that was actually, some would say, a trigger, and that's, and I thought, man, I solved it all. Like, I realized, because of course you realize quickly when you first, for me it was drinking, when you stop drinking, first you think, you know what, I did it. I stopped drinking. Everything's cool. And then they call it being like a dry drunk. Mm-hmm. It's because you haven't really changed anything in your life. Mm-hmm. So you're still going to experience those same things, but you're just not giving in by drinking. So You're still miserable, and it can be just as bad. And I've known people that have had their marriages, end because they thought, oh, I'll just stop drinking. Everything's fine. But they're not actually dealing with the problem of why they were drinking. Why are you turning to that to escape reality? And, I've learned along the way, and I've talked to doctors, too, about it, and they say this is how our brains work. Mm-hmm. Our brains are amazing, and they do things without us even thinking about it. And one of the things that our brain does is it tries to protect us. And I learned some of this in psychology class, too, where it'll just automatically deflect. Because it knows, okay, pain, hurt, sorrow, don't want to feel that. What do? Let me just shift it. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem with addiction, is it will shift it to, hey, what makes me happy? Alcohol. Mm-hmm. Right now it's ice cream. But, mm-hmm. That's why they say when you are early in recovery, you can turn to lifting weights. You can turn to church. A lot of people do that. They just get so involved in it because they're trying to replace one thing with another, mm-hmm. which if you're in recovery, you've probably heard that term before. But I'm just glad to be here. Glad to be with family.
Mm-hmm. We're glad that you're here.
Yeah.
It's been a long road. And I'm glad to see you doing so well.
Yeah. Aww.
I'm glad to see you. I haven't seen you all summer. So it's good to see you again.
Yeah. Why you been staying away?
What do you mean?
I thought, what didn't you, I don't know. You said you were going to come up there and visit and bring me a bunch of money. You don't remember?
Whatever. I'm coming up to visit.
I think you might have been
we want to
drinking.
come up there.
Let's talk about your drinking and promising money to me every time.
Whatever.
See, you got to follow through. No, I'm just kidding. But you used to be a little wild child. You were trying to keep up with me, and like you wanted to be like as cool as your big brother Corey. Yeah. No, hopefully. I mean, you probably thought I was cool, but you didn't think, oh, Corey drinks, he's cool.
I don't know. I mean, I think any teenager that sees a young adult drinking, like, and if that's what you're attracted to, I mean, that was obviously like. I'm not going to say like you made me do that, but I thought like, oh, that looks cool. I want to do it too. Mm. But of course Travis was too, because he was older. And of course, every younger sibling looks up to their older sibling and kind of wants to do what they do. So it just was kind of all y'all, 3 boys, being crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
follow in your footsteps.
Yeah. Then, of course, you got away with everything, so...
No, I did not. Travis did.
Yeah, well, that's family talk. That's other family talk. Right now we're talking about having a brother who has an addiction and is doing something about it today.
Yeah.
You ever heard of NF? He's a rapper, singer.
No.
He's a Christian rapper, singer.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good. And he's from Gladwin, Michigan.
Okay.
And I listened to his latest album on the way down, and it's good. It's very positive. Mm-hmm. And he has an album that came out a few years ago, too, that was really good and very positive.
That's awesome.
And some of the songs are just too close to home.
Really?
Yeah.
Listen to them.
But in a good way, though.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah.
You can relate.
Yeah. And one of the things
awesome.
that he says in a lot of his songs is, it's not what you did, but it's what you're doing, pretty much. And
that's true.
That's what they say about relapse too, and that's what I tell people and my friends when they, relapse. I'm like, hey man, it's what you do now. And I've been actually saying that for a while.
The past doesn't exist.
No,
really.
I mean, it's what you do now is the only thing that really matters.
Yeah.
Whether I remember my last time drinking, laying in the hospital bed, handcuffed for a while, and just thinking, like, I don't know, I've had enough. And that's when the whole thoughts of suicide come in, where it's not really, I don't think I want to kill myself, but it gets to the point to where I don't want to go through this again and hurt other people again.
Trust yourself, really.
Yeah, and you're not in the right frame of mind either, because it's just like a vicious circle of guilt, shame. Normally, if I wasn't in the hospital, I would just drink more. Yeah,
to replace, because everybody knows you wake up hungover.
And regret.
Even if you didn't do anything bad, but you still regret everything. That's like, you get anxiety, depression, because your serotonin levels are so low.
And what are they going to think? And what are they going to... Oh, no.
You wonder about what you did, what you said, what you put on social media. And then it's just like, well, I'll pick the bottle back up. And then forget about it.
Yeah, and then you run out of money, and then you got to do something.
And it's time to detox.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that happens way too often to too many people, too many good people, too. Mm-hmm. And, there's nothing wrong with it. You can't feel bad if it happens to you, or if maybe it hasn't happened yet, but you're heading that way. Just do what you can to stop it now.
Yeah.
The Michigan State Police have the Angel program, and a lot of people don't trust the state police, and don't go there if you have a warrant. Seriously, I found, because at first I was like, no, they're not going to ask you anything. No, if you have a warrant, they'll take you to jail, even though you're going there
wanting help.
What's
the Angel program?
Well, you can go to any Michigan State Police post and it doesn't matter if you're an alcoholic, if you're needing treatment and you don't know where to go, and you've Googled it and you've called 18 different people, and you're getting all these advertising places that are telling you that they're not an advertising agent, they're going to hook you up with the right rehab. Don't ever Google rehabs. You can go to 217recovery.com. There's a resource page right there. That's where you can find your rehabs. But don't Google it, because that'll be a waste of your time, and you're just going to get frustrated. But no, the Angel program, though, back to that, you can go to any of them and just say, hey, look, I have a problem. I need help. Okay. And it could be alcohol, could be meth, could be ice cream, could be anything. Anything that's threatening your future and your sanity, you can go there. And they're not supposed to, and they shouldn't. And if they do, you need to report it. They're not going to ask you about where'd you get it from, who's your dealer, none of that stuff. They're just going to say, okay. And that's when they reach out. And like my friend Joyce, she helps out with the Angel program. And then they call somebody like a recovery coach or somebody that can show up and just kind of talk to you and wait with you.
Okay.
While they find you a place. And Recover Hub is a good place. Like I said, the link's on 217recovery.com under resources. But they will look for beds all across the state. Oh, and they'll put you somewhere, and then the recovery coach will take you there. So it's not like you're going to get dropped off by the popo. You just have to go there. It's a safe place.
Wow.
And
That people need to know about that more. Mm-hmm. I had no idea what that was.
Yeah, but just don't go there with a warrant if you got a
Right.
warrant. Because a friend of mine, I told her, I was like, well, go there. And she's like, well, I think I might have warrants. I'm like, for what? She's like, child support. Because she got into addiction really bad. And then I talked to the lady on the phone at the state police post, and I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, the addiction is what caused her to get behind on her child support, and she's just wanting help. And you're going to put her in jail where she's not going to get the help. She's going to sit there, waste her time. Jail is such a waste of time for people with, addiction problems. And then what? You're going to throw her back out on the street where she's going to, what? Go back and get more drugs and still not pay child support? I was like, do you see the problem? And she agreed with me. She's like, yeah, but, it's her job,
Right.
And it's too bad. It really is.
That should not be okay that they do that.
Yeah, and normally...
anonymous and like...
Yeah, and that's how I was told when I went to the consortium in Grayling. That's how they made it sound.
Wow.
It was like, oh yeah, there's no questions asked, and just come in. And But that's when I was like, no.
Do you technically have to give them your name though to do it? Like,
I don't know. I mean,
do you have to show them an ID? Really?
I don't know. I don't see why you'd have to.
No,
but they said, yeah, they're going to run your name
and legally,
right?
Because you could give them a fake name. I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
And then if you do have a warrant, and then better hope the fake name doesn't have a warrant.
Yeah, I don't, and that's why.
Or you could just say, I don't need to give it to you.
Well, no, they just need to just change their little policy to make it actually make sense. Because right now it looks like a trick.
How could we change it? How
smells
could we
like a
figure
trick.
out how to change it? Who could we talk to?
You.
Call our representatives or state representatives, maybe?
Gretchen Whitmire?
Yeah,
Is that
call
her name?
anybody.
Did you vote for her? I did not. Not saying. That's her right. So she did. I don't know. I'm going to say she didn't. I didn't vote for her because of the car insurance thing. Her camp kind of pissed me off on that.
Yeah.
Like, we support high car insurance. I was like, what? Good luck getting elected, but she didn't. So apparently there's a lot of people out there that just love paying it. I really don't get it. She's like, well, because... Anyway, that's another story from their time as well. But, yeah, I don't know. How about you start that up, Kylie?
Yeah, I'll talk to my friend.
We need some real answers here.
Could really know, and then I guess anybody listening, my friend Amber, she just got her PhD in psychology, and she knows a lot about addiction and stuff, and then she might be able to help me. Tell me, she's just really smart. Tell me who I can talk to, and she could have connections with people here. I don't really know, but
I'll just call the police.
Yeah, we could. We could just call the state representatives and go talk to them. And everybody call your local one and tell them that should be abolished, that the Angel program, they should not be able, if you come in for help, they should not be able to arrest you if you have a warrant.
And I heard something else, too.
What's that?
Well, I think it was that kid, or I don't want to say it like the kid, that person who died in the water of Lee.
Oh, yeah, from... overdose.
Yeah, and the friends were just...
Didn't call.
Right.
They were too afraid to call.
Yeah.
And what is that law called? And it was a local law, and then they got a petition signed, so many signatures, and they put it in motion. So basically, if anybody sees somebody OD, even if you're sitting there, even if you gave the person the drugs, as long as you go get them help, no questions or... supposedly no questions will be asked, and you won't get in trouble.
Yeah, see, that sounds good, too, but I was told that's not the case.
Why?
I was told that they give one person a free pass.
Oh.
Yeah. So if, just say there's 3 people here, one person overdoses.
Mm-hmm. I guess the other 2 people, one person better go hide.
Yeah. That's still kind of messed up.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if the life is saved.
Yeah, it's like, hey, don't worry about it. It's like they're being sneaky. And again, if someone is using, we don't, I'll say we don't. It's hard to trust the police when they're coming with some sneaky stuff like that.
Yeah,
and,
police are sneaky.
Don't tell me that it's going to be one way and then flip it around on me because, somebody might have a warrant for child support. It wasn't like, oh, you're looking, because 3 people were killed in the park and this is your lead suspect, that's a little different.
Mm-hmm. Let me look up this law.
Okay, you look that up. Because that's something way different, and it's the fact that